We believe the local church has a God-given mandate to be a blessing to their communities. Churches are found in many areas where there are natural or human-made disasters. The local church has strengths and resources which can be used to respond to the increased levels of suffering in their communities following a disaster. We have identified 8 strengths that the local church can bring in disaster preparedness and response. Strength number 1. The local church can respond immediately to disasters. The local church is present in communities before, during, and in the aftermath of disasters, and will continue to be after other responders have left. The community will often seek out the support and assistance of the local church in times of crisis. In places where disasters often happen, the church may develop disaster preparedness plans with the local community. This might include making buildings available for emergency shelter or setting up emergency food stores. Strength number 2. The local church can provide compassion and care. One of the local church's greatest strengths is the importance it gives to relationships. Relational support can be provided through pastoral care, hospitality, or supporting people in times of grief. Prayer is also vital, both for those who have suffered in the disaster and in support for local responders experiencing stress and trauma. Strength number 3. The local church has resources. The local church has many assets and resources which it can use in disaster situations. People are a key resource and can be mobilized into a willing body of volunteers who are motivated by love and compassion and are trained with appropriate skills. Church buildings can provide shelter or be used to store response materials. Other assets include church bells, which could form part of an early warning system, or the church's land, which may provide temporary camping. Strength number 4. The local church can influence and shape values. The church has experience of wrestling with differing values and worldviews. In many communities, people expect the church to provide a moral lead. In other communities where the church is minority, it can have a prophetic role, challenging widely held views. After disasters, certain people can be more vulnerable because of cultural values and beliefs. For example, societies which give little value to women may not take enough action to care for them in times of crisis. The local church can address this through biblical teaching. Everyone has value in God's sight and should be treated equally, whatever their background or beliefs. Strength number 5. The local church can act as a community peacemaker. The church often has the potential to play a unique role in reconciliation and peacemaking. It can help to prevent violence by assisting people to find solutions to long-standing arguments and promoting restorative justice and forgiveness for wrongdoing. The church is often present, in some form, on opposing sides in a conflict, and therefore is in a strong position to help bridge divides, facilitate dialogue, and restore peace. In the context of natural disasters, the church is able to challenge selfishness and competition over scarce resources. Strength number 6. The local church can facilitate community action. Through its relationships in the community, its credibility and its leadership, the local church can help to bring people together and organize them for action. This applies not only to sudden disasters, but also to the slow-moving disasters of drought, famine, and protracted conflict. Within the church, there are usually youth groups, women's groups, and others who can mobilize quickly for action. Strength number 7. The local church can raise awareness and advocate for others. Churches contribute to public awareness and debate on disasters, vulnerability, and disaster risk reduction. The church can be an advocate on behalf of the community, for example, by ensuring those in need receive relief goods. In many communities, church leaders and members are trusted and listened to. They are able to get messages across. They know who in their communities may need support. The church's wider networks are an additional strength to carry out advocacy at a number of levels. Strength number 8. The local church can communicate hope and healing. The local church communicates messages of hope and meaning within situations of overwhelming despair. It gives people a reason to love, a factor that makes a huge impact on their physical and emotional well-being. The church can be a safe place for reflection after traumatic events which have brought loss and often permanent change to the community. Spaces can be created for lament, remembrance, and healing. These 8 strengths demonstrate the inherent resources and capacities the local church has to prepare for and respond to the needs of their communities when disasters strike. This video was adapted from resources available on Tearfund LAN. If you are interested in more information, go to lan.tearfund.org and search for Disasters and the Local Church, or click the link in the description.